Hey, my name is Kara Taylor, and today I want to share my summary of learning from ECNI 831, Social Media and Open Education. Teaching used to look like this: the sage on the stage, all the students sitting in desks, and the teachers standing at the front of the room directing their attention to the board, where there would be written information that often students would have to copy. Technology has changed the way that we learn. Students today have access to the computers and the internet, meaning that they have a wealth of information at their fingertips. But that's not enough. We need to help teach them how to keep up with their digital world. Our students are more connected than ever, constantly interacting on platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. They're viewing videos, they're watching TV, they're listening to music, and they're talking to each other online. It's time to welcome a new type of learning into our schools, one where we embrace various forms of social media into our classrooms and help our students learn how to interact appropriately online. Using social media is about more than just learning how to use each tool. Teachers can use these tools to teach about digital citizenship, to connect with and learn from experts, and to share their students' ideas and passions with the world. Throughout this course, we have had to use several social media platforms that would help us to explore how we could integrate them into our regular classrooms. I would like to start with sharing my experiences with the tools that I used. The three tools that I used most often in this course were blogging, Twitter, and Google+. Throughout the term, we were required to make several assigned weekly blog posts as well as posts about our digital learning projects. I enjoy reading others' thoughts and creating a dialogue through the comments. I also like blogs as they allow the personality of the writer to shine through the images, videos, and their style of writing on their post. Twitter has been a great place for me to grow my personal learning network. I've gotten involved in chats such as SaskEdChat, and through that I have connected with educators from around the world. During these chats, we talk about different issues within the classroom, ways to address content, and just good resources in general. Google+ I like to think of as the hub of ECNI 831 information. It's a great place to ask questions, to troubleshoot, or share resources to support our learning in the class. Not to mention, we can revisit the recorded class sessions and access our weekly plans and syllabus. All in all, a great resource. For my digital learning project, I had my grade 9 social students complete their assignments on a classroom blog. I wanted them each to have their own blog because I wanted them to show their personality through the way that they set it up and personalized it. To me, that is something that's important when we're sharing online. I decided to experiment with EduBlogs. I did have a few hiccups, but I had amazing support from Sue Waters and Sue Wyatt. Sue Wyatt even went in and commented on my students' blogs, asking questions or relating the content to her home country of Australia. My students were able to connect with someone from across the world through their blogs. Through this connection, my students' learning was able to move from isolated in their personal context to connecting it to the issues and events that occur around the world. As I continue to move throughout the year, I intend on continuing to blog with my grade 9s, with the goals of having them be able to blog on their own while integrating various forms of media into their posts and creating their own style. I also want us to connect with experts in the various fields we explore in our course through Twitter and other social media. My learning did not stop at just social media. I also explored various open educational resources. I looked at things such as Khan Academy, TED-Ed, and the Open Textbook Library. Open educational resources are a great way to ensure all learners have access to high-quality learning resources. Although they do not narrow the digital divide, they help to address location-based disparity in education. And they beg the questions: what can I do to contribute? Am I doing what I should be to support open education? And how do I move forward? Taking time to unlock my course content and teaching resources is something I want to focus on in the future. I think it's valuable to have a large collection of resources in the Open Educational Resource Database, and I want to be someone that's contributing to that. In our course, we also talked about remix culture, something that I see very prevalently in my students. They're constantly taking something they find online and turning it into their own. We watched videos discussing the culture of remix and how remixing things goes against copyright laws. This creates a problem for our students who want to be remixing things. We also learned and stressed the use of Creative Commons, an area where we can share our content without the strict copyright rules. Several of my classmates brought up that teaching in itself is a remix. Very rarely do we have original content, and typically we have borrowed it from somebody else and reworked their sources into something that we call our own. So really, we are part of the remix culture, just like our students. A big question with remix culture comes from where does the remix become piracy? This is an issue that's important to consider in teaching for ourselves and for our students. We want to make sure that at the end of the day, we're on the right side of the law, even though we want to express our creativity. When you are working and creating online, be sure to use the Creative Commons and other copyleft sources, and give attribution to the creator of the product or image that you are using. The most important thing I learned in this class is that it is important to connect with others. Maybe you're not ready to take your students onto social media with you, but get on Twitter and try out a Twitter chat. You're not going to regret it. Lastly, thank you to all of my classmates. Without your posts, comments, and shares, this course would not have been as rewarding as it has been, and I want to wish you the best of luck in the rest of your programs.